Do we need an easy at this point?
Easy!
Yes. England 2, Italy 1 in the Euros. Wiegman has reached every final she's managed in, which is an incredible situation.
It really is.
At a major tournament. Chloe Kelly's 119th minute winner completed the comeback to send England into their third consecutive major tournament final. She only came on in the 77th minute, Luke.
Is that you, Ozzy?
That's out. Sharon!
I know she did well. It's been one of the hallmarks of this campaign for England women, which is that they bring on subs. Serena Wiegman brings on subs a lot later than everyone's crying out for. You start to drive yourself to distraction, and then the subs come on and do the business anyway.
I know lions are big cats, but you still only get 9 lives, guys, because they cannot keep getting away with this.
They are.
They are getting away with it.
And what's so impressive about that is that they always look so calm under pressure, you know? There's never a sense of panic within those moments where they're really up against it.
You can when you've got that deep a squad, though, as well, compared to Italy. I
felt, yeah, we know obviously England were favourites. I looked at the betting before the game. Not really many people expected Italy to do something here, but you know they made a brilliant fist of it.
Great goal.
And it was a great goal, and that's, you know, Italy showed themselves to be dangerous here and there on the break and stuff, and obviously going a goal down against a team like that, you think, okay, well, if they're good on the break, this could be problematic for us, which it was on occasion. You know, Italy did show flashes of kind of adding a second because England were pushing.
Certainly on the break.
But this has kind of typified England's campaign this summer. I think it's been, you know, they started really slowly against France, couldn't turn it around. They knocked over Wales. They showed a big reaction against Netherlands, but against Sweden as well, they started so poorly. And here again, they gave themselves an incredible amount of work to do, but they did it in the most blockbuster way possible. Yeah. It was crazy to watch.
It is strangely a quite vintage Italian tournament performance so far from England.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that would be the irony of it. I think when Michelle Agyemang came on, she is like the most clutch player. Like, I cannot believe how much of a clutch player she is. I mean, bear in mind, her goal was like she was calm head, you know, in the penalty area. It's quite a difficult finish because it goes through a defender and the keeper, who played really well, by the way. I saw that a couple of outlets gave her player of the match, you know, Giuliani, so she had a good game. But the moment for me was the amazing effort off the bar from the acute angle.
Oh, my God.
I cannot tell you how much I want that to go in.
Yeah.
I was watching the replay, hoping it go in.
Underside of the bar from there as well. It's so near.
That would have completed a great story as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all starting to feel a little bit men's team Slovakia in the round of 16, wasn't it? It was kind of like, we've had so many chances, we cannot seem to get it through.
And you see that, Jim, you said that they don't lose their composure. I think I would describe it as there's a kind of a narrative, a kind of intangible narrative where they don't know that they're beaten. They never know they're beaten. I did think they were showing signs through a large part of that second half where it was like they're trying a bit too hard. And Italy, to their immense credit, defended like Trojans, right?
Yeah,
they packed the ball, exactly what you should do. But it took a moment, didn't it? Which came really fucking late. And then England, I think, probably we're always going to have the momentum. I guess the caveat to that would just be that they had put on so many attacking players at that point. It's like, we've got half an hour extra time now with basically no defenders. So what we're going to do? And it came to pass.
They were starting to sort of rely on that sort of ball where they just put it out wide and whip it in, and it wasn't really working for them. But when Michelle comes on, and she's obviously scored a couple of times in this tournament before, and nobody really expects all that much from a player that young coming on. She just looks so much more kind of not relaxed, but just kind of like assured.
I think that's being a teenager, isn't it? That you're like genuinely, like your risk centre is. Yeah, well, exactly. I think you're more prone to take mad risks because your brain is a bit different at that point.
Her movement was just like
that.
Her movement just wasn't. She wasn't running around all that much. She was just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Just get the ball to me, and I'll
do the rest.
Absolutely rifle it.
She's got the ability to link up play. She holds the ball up well. She's obviously a good finisher. She's definitely got the exuberance of youth about her as well. And I think with that, I know what you're saying about, particularly towards the end of the game, they're moving the ball out to the wide areas all the time, particularly on the right. But that's just because Lucy Bronze has got such quality. Like she can put the ball in such quality areas. You know, I thought it was incredibly exciting game. I love the Chloe Kelly celebration as well, which is the calm down kind of thing. Because the thing about it, so the penalty shootout between England and Sweden has got a lot of criticism, right?
Right.
And some of it's just been dog whistle, fucking bullshit, sexist stuff. But some of it has been totally justified.
You said other things too, Luke.
Nothing to do with me. But like, so the quality of the penalty shootout was poor.
Yeah.
Now that's because they've just played 120 minutes of tournament football. They're all knackered. It's as it is, right? The criticism you'd level at it would be the penalties just weren't struck that well.
Yeah.
And the ones that did go in against Sweden, Russo, Kelly, Bronze, were all struck well.
Yeah.
Now, Chloe Kelly steps up in this last minute of this game last night, and she strikes the penalty really well. Right, knowing that if she doesn't score it, she's probably going to have to take another one in a couple of minutes. But it's a brilliantly anticipated save by Giuliani again, who again, like I said, had a good game. But for her to have the composure and the reaction to follow up on the rebound, it was like an added layer of drama on top of an already really dramatic thing. It was amazing. And her celebration will be iconic. That photo of her celebration, giving it the calm down.
Yeah.
If England win this Euros, that will be the iconic image.
And after
She's good at those.
Yeah. I would say after that amount of time to have that be on your toes to finish off that rebound was a really, really important kind of sign that she's up for the cup.
Just absolutely on it. Yeah. And I love the penalty taking technique, where she sort of kind of lifts her leg.
That's her signature thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
When she comes on the field, she does that. So, yeah, good stuff.
I guess that's the thing. Well, look, it wasn't necessarily a badly struck penalty. It was just at quite a nice height. And if the keeper guesses right, you've always got a problem, I think.
Yeah, Girelli going off for Italy seemed to sort of change the game. And in the end, it was just the underdogs just couldn't manage to get there. There was a moment later on, I thought, when England brought Hannah Hampton, the goalkeeper, up, and which was a real risk because Oliviero
there was still 4 minutes to go, wasn't there?
Oliviero had been absolutely rinsing them for pace pretty much most of the match, and it was just my God, that's a risky situation.
Hampton's had a good tournament as well. I mean, all the chat before the tournament around Marriott's and stuff like that, Hampton's had a good tournament as well.
Yeah.
She's been good.
Gutting for Italy, who had really earned their position in that match. What did you feel about the penalty?
I felt sad. Well, it's definitely a penalty. I think you'd have to be. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it?
They managed to try to get down there, just tried to fuck off.
Well, that was
he got dragged back.
That was
to
the whole
dugout.
drama as well, wasn't it? Because England, I want England to win, right? So I'm looking for an excuse for a penalty. I don't really care at that point, but I think it definitely was a penalty. I think it was a crazy decision to put that down like that in the box. It's never going to be overturned, whatever your interpretation of it is. And then the Italian manager, kind of lost his mind. He started to just be laughing, and then stomped off down the tunnel. And then I guess he was told he had to go back. Maybe
you simply have to go back.
Yeah, and then there was an amazing passage of there was an amazing bit of TV direction where he stomped down the tunnel with his jacket off.
He was laughing at the penalty. Yeah, he laughed at the penalty.
Came back up with his jacket off. Next shot of him with his jacket on again, and then they cut back to him again with his head in his hands with his jacket off again.
Do you reckon it was more library footage to make just
bump it up? Yeah, like in Garth Marenghi's Dark Place where they run out, so they have to do it in slow motion for a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it was difficult for us. I mean, a lot of the players very emotional, understandably. It's a difficult thing. They clearly knew what their game plan was. They knew they'd be up against it because England are a better team than them, and to fight for so long. I mean, they've gone over an hour. A goal ahead, defending basically like the Alamo, with little chinks of light in their counter-attacking play, which weren't really executed with that much conviction, to be honest. There was one moment I can remember where Hampton made quite a good double save, but they should have scored. I mean, they should have scored the second one there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it was all England really. And England are doing this the hard way, right? They give us a lot of excitement on the way. I mean, it's much more enjoyable than the way England got to the men's team got to the final in the last Euros, where everyone was just fuming about how fucking boring they were. I much prefer it this way.
Exactly. Yes, Wiegman will be attempting to win her third straight Euros title as a manager. And England will be taking on either Spain or Germany. They're going to be playing tonight to find out who's
Germany, please.
Germany, please.
Spain, look fucking frightening.
Please. And for more reaction on England reaching the Euros final, get yourself to Upfront, our fantastic a podcast where Chloe and Rachel will be giving their thoughts on the Lionesses' performance. Just search Upfront wherever you get your podcast to listen now. Gents, elsewhere, Hugo Ekitike has made his move. He is going to be joining Liverpool for the princely sum of £79 million.
Yeah.
Not too shoddy.
What does that get you these days?
I don't know.
Hugo Ekitike.
In yen, a lot.
Gets you Hugo Ekitike.
He's agreed a 6-year contract with the club, and it's not a bad signing at that price level, you would imagine.
On Monday, we mentioned him, but we didn't mention the fact that his name's a palindrome.
It is, and I've just noticed that because of what you said.
Either.
That's beautiful.
Very nice.
Jim,
does it count as a palindrome if there's a shared T?
Yeah, it's
right?
definitely a palindrome.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a key part of it, isn't it?
Key.
Hang on a second, Jim. Pete, do you know what a palindrome is?
No, but like, surely, I thought palindromes you have to have a double T in there.
No, because it's the same forwards as it is backwards. That's the definition of a palindrome.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, I'm talking utter shit there. I've gone a bit mad, haven't I? Sorry, everyone.
There must be some other palindromic players who've played in the Premier League. I'm trying to think of a couple.
Yeah, there's Oddo. Obviously, didn't play in the Premier League though.
Oddo's a really simple one.
It is.
Eza, yeah. Davy Racecar.
Who's Davy Racecar?
I just made it up, but Racecar's a palindrome, isn't it?
Of course, yeah.
Right?
That's funny because I didn't get that because it really doesn't seem like one.
Yeah,
but it is one.
Yeah,
I thought it was famously one. Anyway,
Peter Yerzlub.
Good analysis. Good analysis.
It's different in pre-season, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I mean, look,
what's a palindrome? Email in shortfootballramble.com.
What are you calling it?
Palindrome.
I thought you said paldrome.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
Well, enjoy yourselves, lads.
Yeah.
You got it wrong, didn't you?
Northern can't understand you. I think Liverpool's movement in the transfer window this summer has been good, frighteningly good. I think it makes them. I might have said this on Monday, but I'll repeat it if I did. I think it makes them big favourites. I think, Florian Wirtz is one of the world's best players. Quite literally, that is a massive coup, and the way they got that deal done really quick is quite intimidating for the rest of the Premier League.
Absolutely, and I think it's probably been really helpful in the rest of their transfer negotiations as well, that he just wanted to come so much and that they were happy to just move on it really, really quickly. I think you're right about the fullbacks as well. Obviously, that's different, and sometimes that takes some adjustment because obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson have been the stars of their flanks for such a long time, so there might be a little period where Kirkes and Frimpong have to settle in, but they're both really good, really quick technical players, and I don't think that period of adjustment is going to be very long. So they're going to be quite different this season as well, and we talk about them strengthening from a position of strength, but they're going to be I would imagine quite hard to predict, certainly with throwing Wirtz into the mix as well. And Ekitike is a funny one, because everyone sort of talks about stylistically how he's kind of similar to Isak, which is essentially the perfect striker for the Premier League and for that sort of environment. Now, he only got 15 league goals last season. I think it was 22 in all comps, but he sort of looks just ready to explode.
Yeah, I find him quite an interesting proposition because I said to Andy last week, I'll be concerned about the sample size with him, like how he's not done it that much for that long. And it may well be obviously just now on an improvement upward curve, and that's fine. But the sample size is small. But then you watch him. I took the time because Andy said, "Look, no, this guy's great, and here's why." And obviously listened to Andy despite appearances, and looked back on a lot of his stuff. And he does look like a really powerful, exciting, quick, positive player who can finish. The other thing about his value to Liverpool will probably be the fact that he's not a super selfish striker either. No. His assist level's pretty good as well.
And that's, again, a big part of how they play, right? And having Wirtz and Salah and one of Gakpo or Diaz, if Diaz stays, which it looks like Liverpool want him to, that is going to be absolutely devastating as a forward line.
Totally. In more important news, Peter, I can now confirm, courtesy of someone called Left Hand Lee on Twitter, that Hugo Ekitike is set to be the 5th player with a palindrome surname to play for Liverpool.
Oh.
After Andrew Hanna, David Hanna, Ozan Kabak, and Sheyi Ojo.
Beautiful.
And if you're really interested in a full name, a full first and second name palindromic player for Liverpool, apparently they used to have a youth team player called Leon Noel.
Nice.
Very enjoyable.
There you go.
And as soon as we find out what a palindrome is, we will
we'd like confirmation on that.
We'd actually be able to figure out what the hell's going on.
Me and Jim know what it is, but you obviously...
Yeah, well...
It's Portmanteau Conte all over again.
It's not a portmanteau. It's not a portmanteau.
Nice reference.
Yeah. For the real heads there. Speaking of Liverpool, former Liverpool players Robbie Fowler and Harry Kewell have both applied for the India national team job. Give them it at the same time.
Yeah, so I was
original odd couple.
I read that as in they want to do it together. That's not the case. No, they're going up against each other.
I think there may be competing PowerPoints going on. Fowler last managed in Saudi Arabia, but before that he did manage East Bengal in India, and Harry Kewell was out in Japan with Marinos in Japan.
Yeah, he's done a bit of stuff though, Harry Kewell.
Harry Kewell's definitely more sort of decorated. He was in the final of the Asian Champions League, for crying out loud. It was an interesting firing, that one, because he did quite well, but he just found himself mid-table in J1, and Yokohama's just such a big team, so it's quite hard to balance.
Okay.
But I want Harry Kewell to. I mean, he's sort of managed a couple of times in lower league in Britain, obviously, but I want him to be better than he actually is, I think, as a manager, because he was such a fucking good player.
He's not showered himself in an incredible amount of glory as a manager in England either. So, I mean, I can see why
he was coaching under Ange. Was he? Celtic, yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. That's a little Australian link there.
Exactly. Yeah, he's learnt everything that Ange could have taught him.
I can see why you'd want to go and manage out in India, though. I bet it'd be a lovely old job.
It'd be the very definition of a lovely old job. Would you? I mean, Robbie Fowler, sort of in my mind, because he is a successful property guy. In my mind, I'm sort of thinking. I always get him mixed up with Ian Rush's sort of arguments with scaffolding companies.
Yes. Ian Rush did an AI protest video towards some kind of scaffolding company, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a musical, wasn't it? And it was about an hour and a half long.
An AI musical about his struggles with a scaffolding company and a legal solicitor's firm.
I think if I was going to do a international job, as in like a lovely old job, as Marcus would say, I'd do what
Thailand.
our friend Paul Watson did and go and just manage in the South Pacific.
Right,
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
okay.
No expectation, lovely way of life, no one to bother you.
Yeah.
Don't even have to have a mobile phone if you don't want one.
You don't really need to travel to watch any of the matches. They'll just most people will be playing in the domestic league.
A lot of travelling, wouldn't you?
Well, that's a good point.
If you're doing an international,
I've had a nightmare there.
Yeah, what?
Telly in.
You play away game against Kiribati next week. That's an 18-hour ferry.
Yeah, you'd have to go on like really dodgy little sort of seaplanes.
In fact, I would say it's the place where you've got to go the most travelling.
Yeah. Exactly. You're
most of the job is travel, right?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I just wouldn't do it. I'd send the assistant to the away games.
Yeah,
I'm staying here with a mango.
Trope.
And that makes it a palindrome, is that right, of a job?
It's a palindrome of a job, absolutely, yeah.
All right, well, coming up after this, Brentford fucked.
Ollie, I know it's half-time in the tie, but that's an incredible advantage. Do you feel like the job is done?
No, I don't feel like the job is done, but it was a good job done.
Forgot about
it's
that.
A little ha-ha.
Sounds mad.
Absolutely adorable. Yes, Brian Mbeumo has completed his move to Manchester United. United offer an initial $65 million with $6 million pounds. I keep saying dollars. Why do I keep saying dollars? Pounds in add-ons was accepted.
Is it because you keep watching the lock-picking lawyer on YouTube? He's American.
Yeah, he's just absolutely too much lock-picking.
Is he American?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So yes, probably
he's from New York. But yes, never see his face. I wonder what his face actually. Just locks. Big face full of locks.
His mouth is a keyhole.
Keyhole.
Yeah.
Yes, he signed a 5-year contract with an option for a further 12 months. I'm sure they won't be picking that one up because it'll probably be a disaster, no Man United. So it just means that Cunha and Mbeumo will be up top for Manchester United this season. Not a bad pair of signings.
Well, isn't there talk
but
that
they will ruin them?
That's the problem. Isn't there talk they're going to play? They want to play those two, or Amorim wants to play those two behind the striker.
Right.
So basically, be effectively a front.
I mean, that is pretty good if you've got the high fullbacks as well. That has potential to be really entertaining. Yeah. I have a theory on this, though, which is that players are now recognising that if you move to Man United, have a terrible time, at your next club, you'll have a brilliant time.
Yes,
so perhaps they're thinking...
It's less a stepping stone, more a trampoline.
Yeah.
So it's almost like when managers would go to Chelsea under Abramovich and know that they could get loads of money and they wouldn't be judged harshly for being fired.
Yes.
Isn't it? That's what it feels like. But I mean, listen, you did the line to the break, Pete, saying Brentford are fucked. I mean, let's talk about the Brentford side of things because we talk about Man United all the time. Yeah. And, it may or may not work out for Mbeumo. Yeah. There's talk that they've done a lot of... the cynical side of me says that the PR team are finally potentially kicking into action because the amount at Man United, because the amount of stuff I've read about how well thought out these moves for Cunha and Mbeumo are, and justifying them on statistics and data and talking up their head of recruitment and stuff like that, is starting to kind of bear fruit, it seems. We know what's happened with Man United's recruitment in the last few years. We have no cause to be confident that they're not going to have a nightmare whoever they sign. But we don't know. Mbeumo's a good player. His numbers are good. He's capable of providing a lot of different weapons to any team's attack. And he seems to be enthused by the idea of being one of the people who can help put Man United back up there, right? So that's all good. But on the Brentford side...
Well, shall I play this little clip?
Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead.
This one's here, this one's here, and this one's here. Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale.
Who's that saying that?
That's it's from a documentary that the Mandatory Pitches used for one of their songs.
It's worth it.
It was worth it, actually. It was worth it. Thank you.
Jim, you happy with that?
I'm pass me the aux cable for
baffled.
that. Some of the song, yes. You're familiar with the Holy Bible, guys?
I want to give people an insight into Pete comes in to host.
Yeah.
With half a smoked salmon sandwich on his desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to eat the rest. I'll make you the rest of that.
Playing whatever audio stuff out he wants.
Which he specifically prepared.
Yeah.
And presumably needed to crowbar in.
I've got the full song.
No thanks. We haven't got the rights.
I know we don't have the
rights.
Well, we can play that because it's from a documentary.
Is this because we talked about up to and including the Holy Bible on Monday?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
I see.
Bring it in, yeah.
He's got it finally.
Well, everything's
what the
for
listeners
sale.
thinking? He was on the show and he didn't
Everything's
get
for
it.
sale. Oh, that's the point. Brentford, everything's for sale. Jon Wisser has left Brentford's pre-season base in Portugal after speculation about his future. It kind of looks like he will be heading away from Brentford, and it looks like Newcastle are in the driving seat, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's a Callum Wilson replacement and then some for me.
And a hell of an upgrade on that as well. And a really
because he actually plays.
Because he actually plays, and he plays very well. He's really versatile, Visser. So he's actually the highest non-penalty goal scorer in the league last season.
Yeah.
With all 19 of his goals were non-penalties, which is actually, I think, more than Mbeumo. They were very similar in their numbers, but Mbeumo got slightly more, so got the headlines, and obviously he's a bit younger as well. But he's got exceptional positioning. He's really, really versatile, and he can play the centre forward role and the kind of wide forward role kind of perfectly. So that is a hell of a coup for whoever ends up getting him. If Newcastle can get him, I mean that makes that forward line pretty devastating, right?
Like Pete says, he's left the pre-season. There's a bunch of clubs after him. It looks like he's going to go. So that means that from Brentford's side of the fence, they've lost their keeper, they've lost their captain, they've lost
the manager.
We're going to come on to that. They've lost the two most important goals. They've lost, I think, players that have put on like almost 40 goals for them last season between them in Mbeumo and Visser. And they've lost, most importantly, I think, their manager. I mean, Keith Andrews is an interesting talker, and I've always liked his insight when I've seen him on TV. He's clearly worked really hard on coaching, and he's come through the ranks, and he's been doing this, that, and the other, and he's been given the big job now. I mean, it's almost a hiding to nothing.
It's good news about Hendo, though.
Well, but I mean, that's genuinely a really vital bit of experience in there. And I think the positives for Brentford, they're very good at kind of regenerating, essentially, aren't they? So they've got Kevin Schade in there, who had a really good season, which was overshadowed a bit by Wisser and
they've still got some good young players in there.
Absolutely. They're targeting Amari Hutchinson, and they haven't got that over the line yet. And obviously, that is a step down from either of those two players. But he's young, he's very direct, which to me suggests there's going to be a sort of consistency of style, which is what they've kind of talked up with bringing Andrews in the first place. And, obviously, I suppose it's very likely that they're not going to have a season comparable to last season. But I think, as long as they stay in the league this season, that's enough time to recalibrate and kind of, kick on. So I think this is going to be very likely to be a tough season for them. But I'd be surprised if they end up in trouble, to be honest.
I think you've got to, well, it depends how much you trust in what Keith Andrews can bring. He's
and we simply don't know yet, do we?
And I think the drop-off would need to be extraordinary, wouldn't it? Because they were 31 points clear of relegation last season. Now, last season might have been a bit of an anomaly because the promoted temes were so bad, maybe.
Yeah.
Which I think will be repeated this year, let's face it.
Yeah, it could be. But if it's not and it levels itself out, it could be tricky for them.
Yeah.
I just, talking about the way Brentford want to play, Jim, are they realistically going to be able to continue to play like that with Jordan Henderson playing for them?
Maybe not.
But do you not think, Luke, that this Brentford, for the last, say, 5 seasons, this has been kind of coded into players' contracts with joining Brentford? They join Brentford because they know that they can show what they can do in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And if there is a reasonable bid in from a bigger club, they always accept. Because that's kind of join Brentford. We are a stepping stone for better or worse, and that's kind of coded in, isn't it?
I read, I forget who it was now, but I read someone saying that, part of the reason that bigger clubs target Brentford players or Brighton players or whatever, those types of players, it's because it's almost stated in their business model that this is what they do. So realistically, for the business model to work, a big aspect of it is selling on their best players for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they're always going to do it. So that comes with its own risks, right? You have to back yourself to be able to keep finding players, which Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, a lot of these types of teams have been able to do. I would also say that just to push back a little bit on what Jim was saying about whether Brentford will be in trouble or not next season, they were pretty comfortable last season for the reasons we've stated, and a lot of it was to do with the goals of Mbeumo and Wissa. But the season before that, they did flirt with it. They weren't that good. They had their worst season since they've been promoted to the Premier League. They only ended up winning 10 games in the Premier League and they finished 16th. Again, this spectre at the feast is this promoted team's always just getting relegated, which means I'm not suggesting I want Brentford to get relegated, but that's a massive part of it, is the idea that the promoted teams seem to go straight back down again, so you're fine. If you're looking at a bigger sample size, it may well be that it could be trickier for them than we think, especially given that Thomas Frank has been so good.
Yeah,
he's been so good for them and been there for so long as well.
I think a very interesting factor of this as well is Igor Thiago, who was brought in to replace Ivan Toney but missed most of the season. I think he made something like 7 appearances.
Kind of like a forgotten man.
Exactly,
entirely,
yeah. So, I mean, he could turn out really well for them. We don't know yet. But, yeah, they're an interesting one to watch next season for sure.
Yeah, they put in a £35 million bid for Ipswich's Amari Hutchinson, but that was turned down. I imagine they need bodies at this moment in time, so hopefully they get that one over the line. We spoke about the very high valuation of Nicholas Jackson on Monday's show. Manchester United reportedly interested in signing him. I mean, it sounds like they're interested in signing anyone who've seen a football goal recently.
Did Chelsea's recruitment team have like a hypnotist in these meetings? It's astonishing the fees they get for players. You have to admire it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you think Jackson could be a good player, right?
I do, yeah.
Well, he's not going to go to Napoli or AC Milan.
No, he wants to stay in the Premier League, doesn't he?
Yeah,
which is fair enough.
I think there's several million reasons for that.
Speaking of big ticket items, Gyökeres, he's still not there, Jim.
Yeah.
Any news?
He'd nearly signed on Monday.
Yeah.
He's apparently nearly signed now.
Yeah. Good.
Eventually it will happen.
Arsenal fans have spotted a removal van outside his house.
Of course, get a job.
Get
a job.
Jobs.
Unless you are working in removals, in which case, fair enough.
Yeah. You've got a job. That's absolutely fine.
Checking out the rivals or perhaps even working for the firm. That's fine.
Like just people peering through the van window to see the sat nav. Where's all this stuff going? Is it going to the airport? Is it going down the road?
I thought it was a new low when people were flight tracking players.
Yeah. Now it's
removal company.
Man in a van.
Now you're on Waze.
Yeah, it's a lovely house. I wouldn't want to move away from that.
Do you reckon
looks like a proper that TV show, Grand Designs. It looks like one of those houses.
Does look like one of those. Yeah. Do you reckon the Athletic have a little target of the amount of stories they can get out of any kind of transfer story?
Yeah,
I love, as you well know, we all here love David Ornstein, Orny.
Mm-hmm.
But he is just basically the Ornicle. He's coming out with so many different ways of saying the same thing. Like he's essentially reporting with a thesaurus.
Yeah. I speaking of journalists, we love. Did you see Jonathan Liu's piece on the Euros, women's Euros?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'll bring it back for briefly. The real time wasters here were England, who on a shapeless and lawless night in Geneva conspired to waste the nation's entire evening before finally doing the thing they were paid to do. Is he on the cans?
What a weird.
They should have nurses' wages.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Jonathan.
I'm well surprised that someone like Jonathan would write something that weird.
Bosh.
Anyway.
Sorry, back to the signings in the Premier League. Arsenal are also set to confirm, I say also, they're not even signed Gyökeres yet. Arsenal are set to confirm the signing of Mosquera from Valencia. They've been given permission to fly to Singapore. He has, rather, to join up with Arsenal on their pre-season tour.
Yeah, so
a little cheeky business class flight to Singapore. Lovely old job.
Yeah, lovely. His signing was leaked when a picture of him doing his media duties was accidentally uploaded to Getty with Noni Madueke's pictures, which isn't great, is it? So that one's sort of been accidentally revealed.
So Getty, sat-navs, what else are we watching?
Yeah.
Flight plans.
But also, someone took a photo of him at the airport.
Yeah, sure. So,
Get a job. Oh, you're on holiday.
You're allowed to. You're allowed to go to the airport.
Actually, you know what? Maybe they're on their way back from Victor Gyökeres' house. It could be the same person.
The photo was in the departure lounge, which you need to be able to pass through security, without which you need a boarding pass for that. So
people buy
legitimately in the airport for that.
No, but people do buy boarding passes to get signatures of famous people, I've found.
Do they?
Yeah, they get boarding. They buy the cheapest flight so they can be on the other side of the boarding. So they're captured, basically.
Well, they just stay in the airport
They just
all
stay
day.
in the airport all day, just picking up.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't. It's horrendous.
That's an incredible
Big problem
development
for wrestlers. Big problem for wrestlers. But yeah, not a bad signing, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously coming
leaving,
into.
obviously play fullback and centre back.
Yeah, he doesn't play fullback so much. He's done it a little bit, but you can play on the right side and the left side as a centre back, which is handy. I don't know what that means for Jakob Kewell, but that might be a way to bring in some money. Signed Christian Mosquera and Christian Norgard, which I think might be a ploy to convince Eza, getting all those Christians in there. I think it's a good signing because that right centre back position needs a bit of depth, because the cover for there is essentially Ben White and Julian Timber, who are the entirety of the right back department as well. So I think it's people take the piss out of Arsenal for signing too many defenders, but I think it's needed within that unit.
I'll take the piss out of Arsenal for anything.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's not just defenders.
Anything you want at the moment?
Who are they going to finish second place to next season?
The title.
North London forever. Yeah.
The title challenges, we say title challenges. Arteta has said that 8 clubs can win the Premier League this season.
Well, 20 can win it.
Yeah,
It's a good point, actually. Yeah.
If you're going to be like that, Michelle.
Who's the 12 you think can't then? Because they all can.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Nearly a palindrome. A tetra. Nearly a palindrome. I know nearly a palindrome is not a palindrome.
If he was serious about it,
not a bad effort.
If he was serious about it, he'd put an extra R on his name.
Yeah.
Just to make Liverpool's new signing feel welcome.
It's a very good point.
Can someone get in touch and tell us if there's any other palindromic players still playing in the Premier League now, or whether Ekitike will be the first or the only one currently plying his trade?
Playing at a really high level.
Yeah, I mean, there's Eza, isn't there? We know that already.
Oh, fuck, Eza. Okay, so there's definitely...
Have we missed any, I suppose?
I'd love to know, because we got some correspondence after the break.
He's the most
slagging you off.
He's the most expensive, and I'll read it out with gusto, because I have no self-respect, and I hate myself. I mean, he's certainly the most expensive palindromic player.
Right, it's another whole can of worms you're opening there.
Good point. Speaking of can of worms, Steve Bruce. He's up next, and he's got a bucket hat on. I'm just saying I could see Steve Bruce eating a can of worms.
Any can.
I see, yeah.
And go, worms is it? As he shoves another one in his mouth.
Would he then be sort of crying, saying it's all I deserve?
It's
more of a...
Oh, you like this, do you, Newcastle fans?
Yeah.
More of a Sean Dyche thing, isn't it? Eating worms.
He said it.
A good point, actually.
Don't give Sean Dyche the credit. Don't give him any
for eating worms.
No,
out of the mud.
It's Sean Dyche says stuff like that, and loads of people with no sense of humour go, "Oh, he's funny, isn't he? He's not funny. He's a fucking idiot."
To be fair, in that situation, someone claimed they saw Sean Dyche do it, and he denied it. So.
Right.
No,
I know you don't want me to be fair to Sean Dyche. I'm sorry for doing that.
No, the Sean Dyche chat was that they asked him how he got his gravelly voice, and he said he ate earthworms.
I thought someone had said they'd seen him do it.
Oh, right.
What, like just out and about?
Yeah, just playing with him, just in training, saw an earthworm on the pitch. Just thought I'll have a little bit of that.
Well,
pulled it out,
like a
gobbled it up.
3-year-old.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
or a slightly small bird
covered in crayon. Absolutely covered in crayon. We got a tweet from Gabby Mackay.
We've got several pieces of correspondence, of which this is one.
Okay, we got a tweet from Gabby Mackay saying, "Did I hear Pete say Biffy Clyro from Aberdeen? Scandalous erasure of Kilmarnock, where Sean Longstaff once spent 6 months on loan." Hands up, I'd absolutely fuck that. I think they might have been ending their tour in Aberdeen, and I've got confused in me noggin. I'm an old man these days.
You were interviewing them, right? And then you shared the video of you interviewing them.
I said it to think because I started telling them they look like shit. It's funny.
I was about to say, did you think it went well?
I don't know. I can't remember the rest of it. I just said they look like shit because it was funny.
So you were interviewing Biffy Clyro in London?
Yeah.
And they were playing in Aberdeen at some point?
Yes, I presume so.
So you thought they were from Aberdeen?
I cribbed your story about your granddad's story about Aberdeen being the end of the world. Yeah. Well, not the end of the world specifically.
But you're one of the only people I know where the clarifications for things and your actions make it more confusing than the actual actions.
Palindromic. Yeah. Smiley Face also tweeted us, "What other food-based football murals would you like to see? Fergie and Wenger sharing a pizza comes to mind."
Yeah. I don't.
Do not upset the Italians further.
I don't imagine. I don't remember Wenger actually being a part of that pizza thing. I think it was more the Arsenal players, wasn't it?
It was Cesc Fabregas apparently threw a slice of pizza at Sir Alex Ferguson. I personally, I have to say, I think those two are a bit too big. I'd like to see sort of Neil Warnock's popping up everywhere he's managed, just overnight. That'd be good. Which obviously be a big coordinated effort.
Like a Banksy type thing.
Sean Dyche eating worms, surely.
Yeah.
And the worms could come out the actual, like, he's looking on the ground, have like him on his haunches on the floor.
Like a sort of Anthony Gormley style sculpture.
Like and the worms
idea.
and the worms come up. They sort of figure out a way of making it look like the. How do you make worms come up? It's the rain, isn't it? So the patter, because birds sort of pretend that it's raining by stamping on the floor, don't they?
There's a competition, isn't there, every year in some part of the UK where you get given a metre square plot of land,
and you've got to make the worms come up.
And you've got whoever brings the most worms up wins. Everyone's got these different techniques and stuff.
Do you have to sort of do it stripped to the waist? Because I'd be worried that people would have worms on them already.
That's a good
There's
point.
Plenty of places.
You have to be
if Dicey's turning up, it's in his mouth.
You have to be totally naked.
I mean, we know from the chess anal beads scandal that people will try anything.
Exactly. So some people are like tapping on the ground like that. Some people are stamping. Some people are trying to simulate rain.
Yeah.
And then every time a worm comes up, you get it and put it in your bucket. And whoever's got the most worms at the end wins.
That's really upsetting. Like a mass eviction.
I don't think they get put back afterwards.
Right.
It's still weird though, isn't it?
Very important for the soil, of course.
Worm bullying.
It's a bit of worm bullying.
Worm bullying, yeah.
In terms of the murals, Banksy did that one with the two policemen kissing, didn't he? So maybe you could get Warnock and Allardyce having a little kiss.
What would you do if your house, I mean, I guess your terraced house is quite hard, but like the front of your house, a Banksy suddenly appeared, what would you do?
Well, I've just had it repointed, so I'll be on one level. I'll be fairly annoyed.
Fucking furious.
It would be really strange why Banksy would choose to do a random terraced house in West Norwood.
I'm just saying something for business.
I'll be getting
get you his address.
I'll be getting some perspex right over the top of it, and having a very, very fraught conversation with the freeholder.
Well, why do you want to take a bit of wall out? No reason. No reason. Yeah. Can I make some modifications?
I think under the kind of quite antiquated property laws of this country, I think technically speaking, in my situation, it would belong to the freeholder.
That's annoying.
Yeah,
that's upsetting.
Banksy,
don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother.
Jim, would you take one?
Again, it'd be really difficult.
Council building.
Yeah. And I'm high up as well, so unless he's done it on the side of the building or my front door, there's not really many other places you could do it. So it's going to be.
It's actually Starmer kissing a mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Mouse. It's just mouse. Now there's who we need a mural of. Yeah. I don't know how I could actually monetize it in any way, which would obviously be the only thing I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So I might just have to enjoy it for the art, which is I mean, I like all the other people that voted for Brexit. I don't understand modern art. So-called modern art.
So-called modern art. Yeah.
Give me a landscape, I understand it. This is it's just a brick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's making me think.
Etc.
Lukey.
Yeah.
This will make you think. Mark Cucurella.
Oh, not again.
He's back, and he said that Chelsea would fall.
Cucurella!
Mark Cucurella has said that
that rendition there of a song was better than any singing Mark Cucurella's ever done.
Oh, okay.
He did stand up.
The
reason I hate him so much is because him standing up doing that fucking apologetic version of his own song.
Yeah, and wasn't he sort of crouched down for some of it as well, quite confusingly, in a sort of new metal way?
Yeah, and he also slagged off Erling Haaland, who then went to scored against him. What are you doing that for?
He's in the prime of his career.
Before you go into it, and as you started this,
the running order started this.
What would happen is if, like, every single time he played a game, every player pulled his hair. Because the referee couldn't send everyone off.
It happens a lot.
Some kind of like when people are saying now we're not going to pay our Thames water bill because they can't prosecute all of us.
Yeah,
like
that's something that you've started.
I'll be well into it. I'll be well into
that.
But what if they did that, but with Mark Cucurella's hair? They wouldn't be able to send everyone. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you indulge this thought experiment, right? Cucurella's on the pitch for Chelsea. They're playing out no Arsenal, right? Every single Arsenal player systematically, one after the other, pulls his hair and gets sent off. Game abandoned, right? Next game, same thing. You could basically completely stop top flight football in this country just with Mark Cucurella's hair.
But did Chelsea not get a 3-0 win every time?
It'd be a constitutional crisis, though.
Yeah, it'd be meaningless.
No one would value it.
It's the Cucurella hair,
Mark Cucurella's hair is the key to stopping football in its entirety.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not great prep for an international tournament, is it? For a lot of players,
well, it's a short-term loss for a long-term game.
So they'd win the league, they'd qualify for the Champions League, but they'd have probably played like 2 or 3 minutes of football in each game. They'd just be like, we have no idea if we're any good or not. We have no idea what sort of team we are.
And all the Champions League teams do it as well.
Look, it's a fitting way for a Club World Cup winning side to spend their time.
Would you be up? Are you for it or against it?
I'd quite like it as a spectacle, but it would make this show very difficult.
Well, it'd be the same thing every week.
Which it's already been for years.
And there will be teams out there who aren't playing Chelsea that week.
Yeah.
Who are playing other games.
It's a good point. I forgot about the other matches.
Chelsea would win the league, as you said, because they get forfeited a win so they'd win every single game, whatever it is, 2 or 3-0.
Presumably after 2 or 3 times, they'd all just kind of, firstly, they'd either drop Cucurella or they'd all just like shield him.
Yeah, maybe his hair would fall out and also, they wouldn't have the option anymore.
Man City would lose their points total record. So
that's an interesting kind of suggestion for a new rule, isn't it? There's each team is designated one player where you're allowed to foul them.
All right, yeah.
Ivan Cucurella.
And he's dressed like a hockey keeper.
Imagine that would be a big plot twist at the end of the season. He shaved his head.
Yeah.
I genuinely think if he shaved his head, I'd like him.
I don't think his nose can hold no hair. I think it would be too distracting.
His nose?
Yeah, I just think large nose players like me.
I'm so confused.
I just think you need longer hair.
So is your moustache accentuating your nose or not?
It's just distracting from it, I think.
Are you claiming to have a large nose?
Yeah, my nose is getting into the...
With the moustache, you're attracting the gaze to the area of the face, though.
No, it's not. It's going, hey, look, it's the...
No, because I'm thinking...
It's the Barack Obama did a crime, don't look at the list thing, isn't it?
I'm thinking about the last thing I want to look at is your moustache. So therefore, I'm more likely to look at your nose.
Just kiss me and shut up, yeah? Yes, apparently Chelsea were told they weren't allowed to lift the Club World Cup while Donald Trump was on stage, and Cucurella said, we were all waiting for them to leave, but the guy didn't want to leave, and I wondered who would say anything to him. I was scared shitless. So more grist for your mill.
Why are you scared of Donald Trump?
I think there's a lot of good reasons, aren't there, as a foreigner in the US?
The backup trophy, the first still being in the Oval Office, of course, has now landed back in England and is on display at Stamford Bridge. So enjoy that as you would enjoy any copy of a copy.
Yeah.
By virtue of the fact that I'm hosting this show, Marcus Bella is still loose about the hoose after the...
He's backstage at Oasis.
He's still backstage at Oasis, bothering people. But
eating up all the food on the trays there. and also...
all the burgers.
A few leftover pingers.
Sneaking onto the private jets in the Manchester private airspace.
Waving at Marcus Rashford on the tarmac.
Hello. I see you. Yes, former Villa manager Steve Bruce was spotted wearing a bucket hat at the latest Oasis gig in Heaton Park. It wasn't a bad little spot, really. Lovely little photograph of Michael Carrick double fisting a couple of pints as well.
The country is healing.
I know. Did you reckon that even rich footballers wince at like a pricey gig pint? They go, oh, that's a bit much.
Nah.
You reckon?
Nah.
Yeah, probably.
It's just like water off a duck's back.
I heard someone wealthy once say that they do it in tiers the wealthier they got. So basically, they would get to a point where they wouldn't have to worry about buying something in the hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
Because it would never meaningfully affect their
bottom line, right? Yeah.
I think it was when it got into the thousands, they were like, okay, I need to think about this. Yeah. So there's no way they're worried about a pint. No way. And I also find it odd that Steve Bruce and Michael Carrick are on the lash together. Why are they friends?
Yeah, maybe.
Is it the Man
United connection, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, what? Steve Bruce played Man United like years before Carrick.
Yeah, but wasn't Bruce in the coaching setup for a while when Carrick would have been? I don't know.
Alex Bruce is a possibility, I suppose.
Because he was there. He's in the photo as well.
Yeah. He was. And there's a bloke who really looks like Sam Diss there as well. You know Sam from Monday? It really looks like him. With his arm around Steve Bruce. I don't think it is him.
Give him a text.
But, but I think it's fine for Stevie Bruce to be enjoying himself, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, in the 90s when Oasis were in their heyday, Bruce would have been playing for United. Yeah. Probably would have been great times.
The enemy, surely.
Would have been great times, though, wouldn't it?
It would have been. And, Marcus will be back pretty soon to host this foul jamboree, as you would call it, Luke.
I can also say that Stevie looks like he's lost a bit of weight as well, so good on him.
Good on him.
Good Nick.
God bless the pick, the Ozempic. Thank you for listening to the Football Ramble, part of the Acast Creator Network. Patreon subscribers, do not go anywhere. Keep listening for Ramble on Cut.
God, imagine what you've just listened to there. Imagine the poor quality Uncut's going to be after this.
Might talk about Patrick Bamford. Yes, Patreon subscribers will go anywhere. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, sign up to get Ramble Uncut right now every single Wednesday. Head on over to patreon.com/Football Ramble now.
Do you want to finish with your Ozzy Osbourne again?
Oh, he wanted to do it like he was singing.
You always did like Fred Flintstone there.
Sharon!
Like Fred Flintstone saying Wilma. do it again.
Sharon! Sharon!
In 45 minutes, have you forgotten how to do it?
It's tonal. It's like Pinion.